Fit and Nation, it is day 19 of the 2020 Spring Fit and 10 Challenge, and the Cali link is up, so book your scan if you haven't. www.calendly.com, that's CALENDLY.com /train on me. Okay, you can go into Slack, scroll up a couple days, the link is there. All right, book your scan ASAP. Let's see how you're doing. Okay, also I want you guys to try to get 2 weight training classes in per week. That is 2 of the in-class gym sessions. I am going to open up more classes next week. I've got a solidified time. I'm going to meet with Martine today. We're going to do that, so I will keep you all posted. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about vegetables. Okay, let's go through colors here. So we've kind of got like 3 groupings here. So we've got your green vegetables, we've got your red, blue, purple vegetables, and we've got your yellow and orange. Okay, let's say fruit and vegetables, because these actually we can group these together. Really, the main difference with fruit is that you're going to get more carbohydrates. Okay, they're just a little more sugar dense. Okay, generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking. One exception would be like avocado. Okay, avocado is a fruit, but it's actually very, very low in sugar. It's basically just fat and fiber. Okay, but generally speaking, fruits are going to be higher in carbohydrates. Okay, all right. So green vegetables. Generally, these are high in chlorophyll, vitamin K, vitamin C. So this is really important for eye health, immunity, memory, aging. Vitamin K is very good for keeping your bones healthy. If we look at the red, blue, and purple groupings, we've got things like lycopene and resveratrol, vitamin D, and flavonoids. Okay, and these are good for these are really like anti-cancer, tumor suppressing type agents. At least they're known to be. Okay, and there has been shown some evidence to reduce your chances of stroke. And of course, vitamin D is again really, really important for immunity. Yellow and orange. Okay, so these are basically like our vitamin A's, right? Our alpha carotene, our beta carotene, vitamin C. Again, immunity and vision there. Okay, so and there's obviously these are going to help with many other things. So the point in all this is that fruits and vegetables have these phytonutrients, I'm going to call them, that basically help to fight against disease and lower these blood markers that cause different ailments, right? So this is really important, and I'm going to just put this out here because maybe some people have heard it, and I think I may have mentioned this yesterday, but yes, vegetables do have a lot of toxins in them as well, but we have to look at everything that's in them, right? So I think you can probably pinpoint good and bad things about all foods. But we got to be realistic here. Obviously, if you were somebody who was susceptible to, getting some sort of immune response from eating vegetables, then obviously you'd have to cut out that vegetable or group of vegetables, or maybe all vegetables. I do know people in this. I do know of people that this has happened to. I don't think this is a common occurrence, but it is out there, all right? So just something to be aware of. And it goes beyond vegetables too, by the way. Okay, other foods as well. So just, consider everything. There's no, the thing is that we're so individual that it's hard to give a blanket statement. Of course, I will always promote real whole food. Okay, that's where we start at. Okay, if you have allergies or you have an immune response to some of these foods, then we can deal with that. Okay, and usually we just start by removing foods. What else do I want to say? Fiber. Okay, so we get a lot of fiber from fruits and vegetables. This is really, really important. Okay, so we've got things like plums and apples and berries and and pears. These are going to be like examples of fruits that are high in fiber. Vegetables, generally your cruciferous vegetables, your broccoli, your kale, your Brussels sprouts, your chard, that type of thing. These are all going to be very high in fiber. There are exceptions, right? Like carrots and stuff. Like carrots are not cruciferous, obviously, but there are vegetables. They're not going to be high in fiber. If we're talking about fruit, what would be an example of a non-fibrous fruit? Banana. Okay, so this isn't always the case, but this is why variety is so important. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you when it comes to fruit and vegetables, go with colors. Try to get all your colors. Okay. All right. How to measure homemade beef jerky. How am I doing for time? Almost 6 minutes. Okay. How to measure homemade beef jerky. All right. So while you're making it, so you have the meat obviously beforehand. So you just need to weigh out that meat before you dehydrate it. Okay. I don't know exactly how you're making it. I've never made it, but I know it's got to go through a dehydration process. And that just means a major loss of water, right? So you just need to take that total amount of meat that you're going to make into beef jerky, pre-weigh it, do what you have to do to make it, okay? Now I'm assuming you're probably adding some seasoning and stuff to it. If you're adding any calories to it, then you need to consider all those calories that you add to it. But I wouldn't think it would be very much, if any at all. And then weigh it after, all right? So if you have whatever, let's just make up an example here. If you have 12 ounces of meat and you make it a jerky, and then that makes 3 ounces, let's say. So it's basically gone down 75% in total mass. Then you need to consider that. So if you have 12 ounces of, let's say it's 12 ounces of like steak, okay? So that's going to be about 100 grams of protein right there, okay? A little bit less than 100 grams of protein, okay? Let's say it's 100 grams of protein. Then that would be, then you're going to have 100 grams of protein in that 3 ounces, right? So it's going to be much more protein dense because it's dehydrated. So there's that loss of water. So then in that 3 ounces, you got 100 grams of protein. So then maybe you want to split it up into servings of, I don't know, maybe you want to split up to 5 servings. So then each serving of that 3 ounces of beef jerky would be 20 grams of protein. Okay. All right. So hopefully that helps you. So what would that look like in terms of grams? Okay. So 3 ounces is about 85 grams. So, divide that into 5, so you're looking at about 17 grams of beef jerky having about, that doesn't make any sense. You have, okay. So my math is not right. Okay. Obviously you couldn't have 100 grams of protein and 85 grams of meat. That wouldn't work, okay? So obviously it's not dehydrating that much, okay? So let me just reverse here. Say it's half, okay? So 6 ounces. So 6 ounces, okay, which would be about, in terms of grams, it would be 170 grams. You got 100 grams of protein and 170 grams of meat. Just subdivide that into whatever you want to make it into, okay? But I think you understand what I'm saying, right? Okay. Just remember, you're starting off with that the protein amount in the beginning meat is the same as in the end meat, right? It's just, the question is how much water did you lose, right? So way before and then way after, and then okay? And take in consideration anything you add for spices. Well, spices won't matter, but anything, if you add some sort of sugary type, substance to it, then just consider that, okay? Make sure you measure that out. Okay, man, 9 minutes. Okay, mess of the day. This is a process. All right, so a lot of you, I know, basically what it boils down to is patience. So you have to understand that, part of the process is maybe not doing everything you have to do and then learning how to do everything you have to do. Or maybe it's not seeing enough change or seeing any change at all. Well, you may not think you're seeing any change, but there actually is change that's happening, okay? But maybe you're looking at the end goal and you don't see that. Well, you've got to understand it's a process. It's like building a building. You don't see that building until it's finished, right? You don't see that building when you have just dug out the area for the foundation. You don't see that building when there is the foundation. You don't see that building, until really it's done. So, you've got to understand that it's a process, that things take time, but of course, as always, I'm going to emphasize that things like this have to be lifestyle based, because you are a reflection of your recent past in terms of your physical disposition. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It needs to be lifestyle based. It needs to be ongoing, which means it needs to be realistic. Okay, and it needs to be health based. Okay, all right, that's it. Submit, commit, positive energy, positive vibes, give some gratitude, and as always, believe in yourself, you guys. I'll talk to you all very soon. Day 19. Scans start on Saturday. Book your scan. If you have not, I'll see it.